So in this lecture, we'll continue the waveform for the three-phase controlled rectifier with R load. So here we have two modes of conduction. One is the continuous conduction mode, another one is the discontinuous conduction mode. In the case of a continuous conduction mode, as we all know, the current continues to flow. It will not reach to zero, and this mode will occur when alpha varies in between 0 and pi by 3. So in the previous lecture, we have already discussed that each thyristor will conduct for a period of 120 degree and each thyristor will be triggered at a 60 degree interval. So now we are considering alpha is equal to 0 degree. So that is T1 is triggered at alpha is equal to 0. That is omega T is equal to 30 degree. So now if T1 is triggered at omega T is equal to 30, so it will conduct till 150. That is for 120 degree interval it will be conducting. So now after 60 degree, that is at 90 degree, T2 will be triggered. So T2 will be conducting till 210. So then T3 will be triggered at 150. So it will conduct till 270. So after T3, T4 will be triggered. T4 is triggered at 210. So it will be conducting till 330. So after T4, T5 is triggered at 270. So it will be conducting till 390. So after T5, T6 will be triggered. So T6 is triggered at 330 and it will continue till 450. So this is next cycle. Okay. So this is one complete cycle. So again, after this T6, again T1 will be triggered. So after T1, again T2 will be triggered. So if you see here, before T1, T5 was conducting, and similarly before T2, T6 was conducting. So here T5 will be conducting before T1, and similarly here T6 will be conducting. So now we will divide this interval into 60-60. So during first 60 degree interval, that is from 30 to 90 degree. Okay, because at 30 T1 is triggered. Okay, so we are dividing this into 60-60 degree interval. So from 30 to 90, if you see here, T1 is conducting and T6 will be conducting. So as we have discussed already, it is seen that one from upper group and one from lower group will be conducting. Okay, so the conducting thyristor will be T6 and T1. Okay, so we have already discussed that when T6 and T1 are conducting, the line voltage will be VRY and this voltage will appear across the load. Okay, so because T1 is connected with R phase and T6 is connected with Y phase. So the corresponding line voltage VRY will appear across the load. So if you see here, this is the VRY voltage, is yellow color. So this portion of the voltage we have to draw across the load. So this particular portion will appear across the load. So load voltage V0 will be VRY. So here we have considered resistive load. So V0 and I0 are in phase with each other. So I0 waveform is also similar to this waveform. So the magnitude will be different. So now we consider the next 60 degree. So here the conducting thyristors are T1 and T2. Okay, once T2 is triggered at 90 degree, T6 will get commutated. So now the conducting pair is T1 and T2. So when T1 and T2 are conducting, VRB is the load voltage. So if you see here, this is the VRB waveform. So this portion will appear across the load. So for the next 60 degree interval here, the conducting devices are T2 and T3. So when T2 and T3 are conducting, the load voltage will be VYB. Okay. So this waveform, blue color dotted waveform, is the load voltage. Okay. So now we'll consider the next 60 degree interval. Here the conducting devices are T3 and T4. So the output voltage will be equal to VYR. So this is VYR waveform. So this yellow color dotted waveform. Okay, so this portion will appear across the load. So next, during this 60 degree interval, the conducting devices are T4 and T5. So when T4 and T5 are conducting, VBR is the load voltage. So this portion. So this portion will appear across the load. And during the next 60-degree interval, the conducting devices are T5 and T6. So when T5 and T6 are conducting, the load voltage will be VBY. So this is VBY. So this portion will appear across the load. So this is one complete cycle. So if you see here, for one complete cycle of the input voltage, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pulses at the output. So this is called as a 6 pulse converter. Okay. So after this, again this cycle will get repeated. So VRY. So next VRB. Okay. So if you see here, before VRY, VBY was the load voltage. So here VBY will appear across the load. So this is a complete waveform, output voltage waveform for alpha corresponding to 0 degree. So here both the voltage and current will not reach to 0. Okay, so this is called as continuous conduction mode. This is another set of waveform for alpha corresponding to 30 degrees. So when alpha is 30 degree, omega t is equal to 60 degree. So this is again continuous mode conduction. So here T1 is triggered at omega t is equal to 60, T2 at 120, T3 at 180, T4 240, T5 300 and T6 at 360 degree. Okay. So T1 will be conducting for 120 degree interval, that is from 60 to 180. Okay. So after T1, T2 will be conducting. So next T3, T4, T5, T6. Okay. So this is one cycle. So again the cycle will get repeated. T1, T2 will be triggered. Okay. So in this case also we will divide into 60 degree interval. Okay. For drawing the output voltage. So now we'll consider this first 60 degree interval, that is from 60 to 120. So here if you see this one, the conducting devices are T1 and T6. Okay, that is T6 and T1. Okay. So again the same table we have to refer. So this is the same table which you have already derived in part 1. So if T6 and T1 are conducting, again VRY is the output voltage. So now in this case we have to consider this interval. So we have triggered T1 at 60 degree, omega t is corresponding to 60. So we have to consider this interval from 60 to 120. So during this interval the VRY voltage waveform shape is different than the previous case. So this portion, this drooping or decreasing portion of the VRY voltage will appear across the load. Okay. So now the only difference is in the waveform shape. Okay. So now during the next 60 degree interval, the conducting devices are T1 and T2. The output voltage will be VRB. Okay. So again this portion of the VRB voltage. So again this decreasing portion will appear across the load. So during next 60 degree interval, the conducting devices are T2 and T3. So when T2 and T3 are conducting, VYB is the output voltage. So this portion, this blue color dotted line will appear across the load. So next T3 and T4 are conducting, VYR is the output voltage. Okay, T3 and T4 VYR. So this VYR portion will appear across the load. So during next 60 degree interval, conducting devices are T4 and T5. So when T4 and T5 are conducting, VBR is the output voltage. So this portion VBR will appear across the load. So during next 60 degree, T5 and T6 are conducting. So when T5 and T6 are conducting, VBY is the output voltage. So this portion will appear across the load. So if you see here, again we have 6 pulses at the output. Again this cycle will get repeated. So this is a complete set of the waveform for alpha corresponding to 30 degree, or omega t is equal to 60. So next we'll derive voltage and current relationships for continuous conduction mode. First we'll derive the average value of the load voltage. So this is the formula V naught average. This is actually line to line voltage. So here for one complete cycle we are getting 6 pulses at the output. So this is written as 1 by 2 pi divided by 6 integral VRY. So if we take this VRY voltage will be appearing for alpha corresponding to 0. If we take this example for alpha is equal to 0, VRY will be the output voltage from pi by 6 to pi by 2. Okay. So this is the interval during which VRY voltage will be the load voltage for alpha corresponding to 0. So we are considering this as a general case here, pi by 6 plus alpha to pi by 2 plus alpha. Okay. So now on simplification this term will become 3 by pi integral pi by 6 plus alpha to pi by 2 plus alpha. This VRY of omega t is already, we know this formula, root 3 Vm sine omega t plus pi by 6 into d omega t. So now this is sine A plus B. This is in the form of sine A plus B. So we can write it as sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. So here we have taken this root 3 Vm outside. So 3 root 3 Vm by pi integral pi by 6 plus alpha to pi by 2 plus alpha sine omega t cos pi by 6 plus cos omega t sine pi by 6. Okay. So now we are splitting this integration into two terms. So 3 root 3 Vm by pi. So first term is integral pi by 6 plus alpha to pi by 2 plus alpha root 3 by 2. This cos pi by 6 value will be equal to root 3 by 2 into sine omega t d omega t plus integral pi by 6 plus alpha to pi by 2 plus alpha. Again this sine pi by 6 can be written as 1 by 2 cos omega t d omega t. So in the next step we will integrate this sine and cos term. So integral of sine omega t is nothing but minus cos omega t over the limits pi by 6 plus alpha to pi by 2 plus alpha. Similarly integral of cos omega t is sine omega t over the same limits. So in the next step we will substitute the limits. Okay. So here we are taking this minus sign outside. So minus root 3 by 2 into cos of upper limit pi by 2 plus alpha minus lower limit cos of pi by 6 plus alpha. So plus 1 by 2. Here on substituting the limit we will get sine pi by 2 plus alpha minus pi by 6 plus alpha. Okay. So now this cos pi by 2 plus alpha. So this is sine cos 90 plus alpha. So this is equal to minus sine alpha. Okay. Minus, so this is in the form cos A plus B. So this can be written as cos A cos B minus sine A sine B. Okay. So plus 1 by 2. Again this sine 90 plus alpha can be written as cos alpha minus, this is in the form sine A plus B. So this can be written as sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. So sine pi by 6 cos alpha plus cos pi by 6 sine alpha. So this term will remain the same. So now in the next step we are substituting the values for cos values and sine values here. Okay. So now on multiplication, this term minus root 3 by 2 can be multiplied inside. This minus root 3 by 2 term is common for the first term only, and similarly pi by 2 is common for the second term. Okay. So we are multiplying this inside. and simplifying this term. So we will be getting root 3 by 2 sine alpha plus 3 by 4 cos alpha minus root 3 by 4 sine alpha plus 1 by 2 cos alpha minus 1 by 4 cos alpha minus root 3 by 4 sine alpha. So on further simplification, this can be written as root 3 by 2 sine alpha minus 2 root 3 by 4 sine alpha and cos alpha into 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4. Okay. So now finally we will be getting the answer for V naught average value 3 root 3 Vm by pi into cos alpha. Okay, on further simplification, this is the average value of the load voltage. So now the average value of the load current here, load is a resistive load. So the load current I naught average can be written as 3 root 3 Vm by pi into R value into cos alpha. R is a load resistance. Next we will discuss discontinuous mode of conduction. This mode the current will become 0. So this will occur when alpha varies in between pi by 3 to 2 pi by 3. Okay. So these are the points regarding this discontinuous mode of operation. So here when alpha lies in between pi by 3 to 2 pi by 3, the phasor Ry conducts up to an angle of pi. Okay. So after omega t is equal to pi, both the thyristors T1 and T6 are turned off, that is commutated, because the Y phase voltage becomes positive with respect to B phase. So after 60 degree, again when T2 and T1 are fired, this phase RV will conduct up to pi, and hence the load voltage remains 0 from the angle pi to the next firing angle and become discontinuous. Okay, so therefore the fully controlled bridge circuit produces a ripple frequency of 6 times the supply frequency at all triggering angles. So during discontinuous mode, the ripple frequency will be 6 times the supply voltage frequency. So for alpha is equal to 120 degree, the output voltage is 0, and hence alpha max is equal to 120 degree. So this is the maximum value of the firing angle. So now we will discuss the waveform. So now we are considering alpha is equal to 90 degree. So alpha 90 degree corresponds to omega t is equal to 120. So at omega t is equal to 120, T1 is triggered. So after 60 degree interval, that is at 180, T2 is triggered. So after 60 degree, that is at 240, T3, 300, T4, 360, T5, and at 420. So this is the next cycle. 420, T6 is triggered. Okay. So now when T1 is triggered at 120, it will conduct for 120 degree interval, as we have already discussed. Okay. So now we will divide this into 60 degree interval for drawing the output waveform. So now during this first 60 degree interval, we already know before T1 T6 was conducting. So during this interval, once T1 is triggered, the conducting pair will be T6 and T1. So when T6 and T1 are conducting, the load voltage will be VRY. Okay. So if you see here, so that is from 120 to 150. Okay. So at 150, this VRY voltage is becoming 0. Okay. So from 120 to 150, this portion will appear across the load, and from 150 to 180, this is 0. So no voltage will appear across the load. So hence this is a discontinuous mode of operation from 150 to 180 degree. So no voltage will appear across the load. So here resistive load is used, so voltage and current are in phase with each other. Okay. So next at 180, T2 is triggered. So if we consider this interval from 180 to 240, the conducting pair will be T2, T3. Sorry, the conducting pair will be T1 and T2. So if T1 and T2 are conducting, VRB is the load voltage. So if you see the VRB waveform, so this red color dotted waveform. So from 180 to 210. So at 210, this voltage will become 0. So this portion will appear across the load, and from 210 to 240, there is no voltage, it is going in the negative direction. So this no voltage, that is 0 voltage, will appear across the load. Okay. So at 240 again T3 is triggered. So once T3 is triggered, the conducting pair is T2, T3. When T2, T3 are conducting, VYB is the load voltage. So this table is the same table we are following everywhere. So T2, when T2, T3 are conducting, VYB is the voltage. We have to refer the VYB waveform. This dotted blue waveform. Okay. So this portion. So VYB becomes 0 at 270. So at 270, from 270 to 300, no voltage will appear across the load. So at 300, T4 is triggered. So now the conducting pair is T3, T4. So when T3, T4 are conducting, voltage is VYR. So this yellow color dotted waveform. Okay, so this portion. So this voltage waveform becomes 0 at 330. So till 330 the waveform will appear. From 330 to 360 it is 0 again. So again at 360 T5 is triggered. The conducting pair is T4, T5. So the load voltage is VBR. So this red color solid waveform. So from 360 to 390. So this portion will appear across the load. At 390 it is becoming 0. So now when T6 is triggered, T5 and T6 are conducting, VYB is the voltage. So we will be getting 6 pulses at the output voltage. Okay. So the next cycle continues. Okay, this is the complete waveform for the discontinuous conduction mode when alpha is equal to 90 degree. Okay. So if we see here, VRY is the load voltage from omega t is equal to 120 to omega t is equal to 150. Okay. So we will consider this for deriving the average value of the load voltage. So now the average load voltage. So the same formula, 1 by 2 pi by 6 integral pi by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6 plus 5 pi by 6. Okay, VRY of omega t d omega t. So VRY voltage, if we see that waveform, the upper limit will be 5 pi by 6. It will appear across the load till 5 pi by 6. So now substituting the formula for VRY, we'll write root 3 Vm sine of omega t plus pi by 6 d omega t. Outside we are having 3 by pi. So on integration, this sine omega t plus pi by 6 can be written as minus cos omega t plus pi by 6 over the limits pi by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6. So now we are substituting the upper limit and lower limit. So we will get this expression. So now on further simplification, this is equal to minus 3 root 3 Vm by pi into cos 6 pi by 6 minus cos 2 pi by 6 plus alpha. Okay. So in this step, this is in the form cos A plus B. So we can apply the formula here, cos A cos B minus sin A sin B formula. So on further simplification, we will be obtaining this expression. So this is the final value of the average load voltage, 3 root 3 Vm by pi into 1 plus 1 by 2 cos alpha minus root 3 by 2 sin alpha. So now the average load current can be written as V0 average value divided by R. So 3 root 3 Vm by pi into R into 1 plus 1 by 2 cos alpha minus root 3 by 2 sin alpha.